What's up, everybody, and welcome to another week's episode. First of all, I want to apologize for not getting the episode up yesterday on Thursday. As today is Friday, we've been very busy this week. We have some big things coming up in the next week that will be live on the app, which I'm very excited about. But today, as I was talking with a client, it really brought up the topic that I wanted to bring to you guys this week. And we are going to talk about a slow metabolism. First of all, how do you recognize that you have a slow metabolism? And then what do you do to correct it? A slow metabolism is something that so many people deal with these days, more often than not. I'd say within the last 10 years of working with hundreds of clients from around the world, I've seen probably 70% of the people that I come in contact with and end up working with ends up having a slow metabolism. And it's something that we have to correct. Otherwise, you're going to live a very frustrating life, constantly battling with your body. And that's not sustainable. It's not something that anybody wants to deal with forever, is battling with your body, yo-yo dieting, doing all these crazy methods, trying to just get in control of your body. So the first thing we're going to touch on is, how does your metabolism get to the point where it's slowed down? Well, two things. You're under eating and you're not active enough. That is always the environment that will cause the metabolism to slow down. And most of the time, this happens when people graduate high school and they go into college. People gain weight after high school because of those two things. They're not eating as much food as they used to eat in high school, and they're also not as active. They're not playing sports. They're not out running around with friends all the time. A lot of people are athletes in high school, or they're in the band, or they're active. They're doing all kinds of things. When you graduate, you go to college, you sit there and you study all the time, you go out and drink and go to parties, and you're not playing sports for the most part. You're not super active like you were in high school, at least physically, and you start to gain the weight. Your metabolism starts to slow down because you're not eating, probably 3 or 4 or 5 consistent meals a day. You're probably eating, you're skipping breakfast, you're drinking Starbucks coffee in the morning, you're having lunch, and then you go grab a snack for dinner, and you go out and party and stuff. That's what people in college do. So that's usually the first time when people start to see their metabolism slow down. They start to see the weight gain come on. And I think that's probably where the term, the freshman 15, came from. What was coined was from that time period when people become less active and they don't eat right, and they become they gain more body fats, period. They become fatter. It's that simple. And so that just kind of creates a cycle that goes on and on for years and years and years, until eventually some people, they finally wake up when they're in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, or maybe even 50s, and they look at themselves in the mirror and they are so tired of feeling disgusted. Well, that happens a lot, and that's the majority of the clients that I work with worldwide, are people that are just sick and tired of feeling and looking a certain way, and they want to change it. And that's what we're all about, is changing people's lives for the better and helping them see the results they've always wanted. So the first step that we take when working with somebody who has a slow metabolism is we need to figure out where their metabolic capacity is. Typically, how we do that is we start off with a baseline calories meal plan. Protein, carbs, fats are broken down per meal, typically 4 to 5 meals a day, depending on the person's schedule. And then obviously starting them off on a basic workout program with basic cardio. Key word there, notice I said basic a lot. We want to assess where the individual is at. And if it's you, this may be something that you use on yourself to kind of figure out where you were at, and possibly diagnose yourself with a slow metabolism. So after we do this process for a week or two, okay, the main thing that the client or you need to focus on is you need to make sure you're being consistent. If you're not consistent, you can't get a baseline. Without a baseline, we don't have enough data stored and saved that we don't know where you're at. So you have to be consistent. If you're not consistent, it throws all the data off. We got to start all over again. So you need to be consistent. So that means you need to eat your first meal, your second meal, your third meal, your fourth meal, your fifth meal. Every day needs to be the same food, same time, no cheating, drink the same amount of water, try to get the same amount of rest every single night. And you need to do that for like 10 days. It's a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. We need to assess where things are at. Once we see what's going on with your weight, and we have a baseline set, during that time period, there's 3 things that can happen. Your weight stays the same, your weight drops, or your weight goes up. Now, if the weight stays the same, it's a pretty good indicator that we have met your metabolic capacity. With the workouts, with the diet, it's calories in, calories out for the most part. You are burning just as many calories as you were taking in, and that's where your metabolism has been matched as far as food goes. Now, if your weight goes up, we've probably given you too much food to start with, especially if your workouts are consistent and they're hard. Everything has to be consistent, I'll say that again. But if your weight goes up, then that typically means we are in a caloric surplus and you're gaining weight. You're not burning the amount of calories that we need, so we need to drop the calories down to meet that metabolic capacity. Now, if you lose weight right off the bat, then that typically means that your metabolism is a little higher than we expected, and we will increase your calories till we meet that metabolic capacity. Now, if you have a slow metabolism and you're already very overweight, it's a good chance that your weight is probably either going to stay the same or it's going to drop. Now, there is an exception to every rule, and I've seen a lot of people who may not be overweight, but their weight does not change, which means that we've met their metabolic capacity. So if they need to lose weight, we need to start getting their metabolism elevated. If the metabolism is already very, very slow or damaged or nearly damaged, then the first thing we got to do is actually drop the calories. Increasing calories right away with a very slow metabolism, it's not going to benefit you. You're going to gain weight. It's going to be very, very hard to lose the body fat you want. When you want to lose body fat, you have to have something to pull from. If your calories are already low and your metabolism is already very slow, it's very hard to lose weight from that. So what we do is we actually drop the calories a little bit, give your body some leeway, let your body lose a few pounds. Of course, the workouts have to be hard. It's very, very important. Workouts, you need to lift weights, male or female, you need to get in the gym, you need to lift weights. Women, don't be afraid to go lift some heavy weights. Trust me, it's going to build your metabolism faster than anything. Doing light workouts, doing banded workouts, following all these IG, these Instagram chicks who are saying you don't have to lift heavy, they're wrong. The heavier, the harder you lift, the more progress you're making. And I promise you, as a female, you're not going to build muscle like men do. It just doesn't happen. You're not genetically built that way. So get in the gym, work out hard, and we will watch your weight drop at first, okay, after we lower your calories. So now we're finding out, okay, your caloric, your metabolic capacity is right here. Your weight didn't drop for weeks and weeks on end. So we drop your calories. We keep dropping your calories to a point where your weight stops or starts to come down. Once your weight starts to drop, we know things are rolling. The ball is finally moving. So after we get some weight to come off, okay, we start to build things back up. Now, the key here is it's going to be a very slow process, that you have to be ready for that. When you're building the metabolism back up, you have to be ready for a very slow and meticulous process. It doesn't happen overnight. The metabolism, the body, it needs to be consistent, and it takes time. It's that simple. Consistency and time will yield results. And over time, maybe the first week that we add calories back in may only be like 5 to 10 grams of carbs, something very, very small. Of course, the workouts have to stay consistent. I can't say that enough. If you're adding calories in and you're slacking on the workouts, you're going to throw the whole process off. We'll have to drop calories again. You have to see some weight come off so we can find out where your metabolic capacity is at. And we need to continue the rebuilding process, the reverse diet process. So the key here is you have to work out hard every single day. If you're somebody who travels a lot, you're going to have to make it happen one way or the other. Get into the hotel gym, train. If you have a kind of a workout routine you can do in the hotel room, you got to train, you got to get it in. Just get some movement going. So back to where we were. So we pull the calories down, we find out where your metabolic capacity is at, we start to add some calories back in. It's a short, maybe 5 to 10 grams of carbs the first week. Things start to roll. You don't gain any weight. That's the key. We don't want you to gain weight right away. Okay, we don't want that. We want the fat to continue to come off. So the workouts have to be consistent. We add in a few extra carbs. And if your weight doesn't change, your body has now accepted those new calories. Your metabolism has now adapted to those new calories. Now, what I see a lot, once we pull some weight off and your body becomes a little healthier, your insulin sensitivity becomes higher and more efficient. When we add some carbs back in and you continue to work out hard, your metabolism adapts to that. A lot of times the person ends up losing more weight. So now we're actually in a process of adding food and losing weight, and that's the process we all want to be in. So as we add, the second week, we add 5 to 10 more carbs. Maybe we add in a little bit of HIIT training. We add in a few extra heavy sets in the gym, and the weight stays the same or drops. That means your metabolism is continuously adapting to the newer calories, the higher calories. So we keep stair-stepping that up. So what we do is we increase the workout load, we increase the calories, then everything adapts. If you don't gain weight, or you may stay the same or lose weight, then we increase the workout load, increase the calorie intake, the metabolism adapts, we give it time. You don't lose weight or you don't gain weight, but you may lose weight or stay the same. We increase the workout load, increase the calorie intake, the metabolism adapts over a few weeks, maybe a few days if you're lucky. Then we continue increasing the workout load, the calorie load. We keep stair-stepping things up as long as your weight stays the same or drops. If you're doing that, two things are going to happen. You're going to build muscle. That's first of all, that you're going to build muscle. Lifting weights and eating the right amount of food, you're going to build muscle. And number two, you're going to drop body fat. The more muscle you build, the faster your metabolism has to be, because muscles take up energy. Fat does not. Having fat on your body does not do anything beneficial for you as far as energy output goes. Fat doesn't use energy, muscle does. So the more muscle you have, the more muscle tone you have, male or female, the more energy you require from day to day. This is simple, but energy in the body is in the form of calories. So that means you have a higher need for calories in the body. So that's all came full circle for you guys. That's how you actually take a slow metabolism and you turn it into a faster metabolism. You have to find your metabolic capacity by lowering your calories, figuring out where that baseline is that your body can sustain itself comfortably without gaining or losing. Pull the calories back a little bit further, let some weight come off, let yourself get into a better body fat state. Let your insulin sensitivity increase and become more efficient. Then when you slowly add in the calories, you have to keep the workouts hard and keep them heavy, keep the cardio intense, so your body has a better chance of adapting to those higher calories. And then as you go, you simply add a harder workout load, you add a few more calories in, and you keep stair-stepping week by week. It may not be every week, it may be every 2 or 3 weeks, but that just depends on your body and how fast you adapt. Some people have what I call a hyper adaptive metabolism, which means that we can add in 20 carbs in a week and then they're losing weight. So we have to add in 40 carbs next week and then they lose weight. And it just becomes this revolving door where we add more food, they keep losing weight. Now, that's very far and few between when it comes to people's metabolisms, but it is possible and it can be you. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, you have to work out intense. You have to work out hard. Be regimented, be consistent. That is the key when reversing yourself out from a slow metabolism. And it takes time. It can take years to get your metabolism to a point where you're eating constantly during the day and you're struggling to keep weight on. And that's not a bad situation to be in, especially the older you get. When most people become obese, become out of shape, you're in the best shape of your life if you start this now. If you're somebody who has a slow metabolism or you're overweight, you need to start using these methods now. But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. We have some big things to announce next week. I'm very, very excited. We're going to be offering so many new things to you guys on the app. This app is transforming people's lives worldwide. I can't thank you guys enough for the ongoing support, for subscribing to our channels, or my channel, for liking the videos, for sharing the app with your friends. All I request as I continue to put out this free information for you guys is that you just please subscribe below, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends, share the app with your friends, and you're just know that when you share stuff like this, you're doing them a favor by helping them learn how to live healthier, live longer, and see the results that they've always wanted in their bodies. But thanks guys for watching. If you have questions, comments, concerns, drop them below in the comments. And as always, if you need my help, reach out to me. You can download the app at the link below. We always have spots open for clients worldwide, and we will help you reach your full potential.